is Jessica West with XCorp Fashion TV. I'm here with fashion designer Kevan Hall, coming from Los Angeles, and I'm here in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Hey there, Jessica. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. Good to be participating and good to be a part of this show.
Yes, well, we're so excited to have you today. Tell us a little bit about your fashion designs. I was reading you knew at age 7, you knew you wanted to be a designer.
Yeah. So, at age 7, I didn't know it was a designer, but I just knew that I loved to design and sketch, basically. And I would sit, in front of the television or, and just with my notepad, my sketch pad, some colored pencils, and I would kind of reimagine what I would like to see the actors and actresses wearing in the film, or on, let's say I'm going to date myself, but on the Sonny and Cher show,
Wow.
or on the Ed Sullivan show, or one of those variety shows where, costumes were important. I would just kind of reimagine what I'd like to see folks wearing. And that, fast forward, I've kind of pursued a career in fashion.
Wow. And then so tell us how you took those steps. What did you do? Did you go to school? How did you start your career?
So I went to a really great high school, actually. My high school in Detroit, Michigan, was a phenomenal school that had various curriculums, architecture, science, like practically pre-med, music, theater, everything. And they also had a fashion department. So I started off like in commercial art, thought I might go into architecture because my dad was a builder and worked on developing subdivisions in the Detroit area. But once I, kind of stuck my head in that fashion design class, I thought, no, you know what? I think this is it.
Nice.
So I went to that high school, and then from that high school, entered a contest for designer scholarship, and I was able to place first with that contest. And that was the catalyst that brought me to Los Angeles. And I moved to LA, fell in love with the weather, fell in love with a beautiful girl, and I never left.
Oh, that's awesome. And then how did you get into evening gowns specifically?
So when I actually started my collection, I started like with 15 jackets. Well, it was a collection. So it was jackets and dresses and slacks and blouses and that kind of thing. And I basically, I put those pieces together, and I called every store that I wanted to sell in the California area, starting in San Francisco, all the way down to LA. I called those stores and I made appointments, and I got these appointments. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to just take a road trip. So I packed my Oldsmobile Cutlass, and we started in San Francisco. We darted our way down the coast, and every store that we stopped at, we got an order. And so then we had a business, because at that point we needed to figure out, well, how are we going to actually produce it? Who's actually going to make it? But I knew I had something there, When I started to move into working with department stores, I wanted to take a trip and work with department stores. So I called up the buyer at Lord & Taylor. I called up the buyer at Saks Fifth Avenue. And in those days, the sportswear designers, they had like real estate. So, Calvin had a boutique, Perry Ellis had a boutique. All these guys had boutiques, so there was no space for like a little designer. Yeah. So the buyer said to me, I can't put it in this area, but I really like your dresses. And so she bought the dresses. And then I started adding a little bit of evening, and then the evening really took off. So before you knew it, I had this really phenomenal, promising evening wear business. So I got in where I could fit in.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started.
Awesome. Nice story of your career. And then now you design for a lot of red carpet events. Is that correct?
Yeah. I do, yeah. So, and I really enjoy that because there's nothing more thrilling to kind of see your clothes on the carpet, on some incredible actress. And we're always looking, as a designer, you're looking for those moments. You're looking for that perfect storm, that fabulous actress that was in that wonderful project on the red carpet, nominated, hopefully, for an award or whatever. And that perfect storm comes together. And when she steps out of the car and the paparazzi and the lights go off, it's magical. But of course, you never know that she's actually going to wear it until you see her step out of that car.
Really?
But yeah, I really enjoyed working with, I've dressed Sharon Stone, Renee Zellweger, Halle Berry, Vanessa Williams. I mean, it goes on and on. Just a great list of really beautiful, beautiful women that, many of them have become my friends and, wear my clothes, in their private lives as well as on the carpet. So I really enjoy that.
Now, tell us a little bit about your creative process and what you go through when you're designing.
So when I'm designing a collection, usually for me, it starts with a theme. And that theme, can be anything from, I've done collections that were based on the wreath, based on architecture, based on one collection we did that was based on Africa. So for that collection, I did a lot of research, and each section of the collection was based on a tribe. So there was the Ndebele dresses, there was the Maasai, there was the Dinka. There were all these incredible, sections in the collection, and the embroideries and everything kind of spoke to what those things were. So we would have corsets that were made to look like Dinka, or we would have, beautiful, beautiful feather jackets that, went over a simple matte jersey dress, but the jacket was the statement because it was these beautiful feathers. Yeah. And a lot of the things were hand painted or embroidered. And that was a phenomenal collection. And we actually had, I'm friends with CCH Pounder. She's an actress, and she goes back and forth to Africa quite often. So she brought back bags of Dinka jewelry, and I showed the collection with all this beautiful jewelry on it.
Speaking of getting together again, are we going to see you at the La Jolla International Fashion Film Festival this year?
Yes, I am planning. I've carved out the time to be able to come down and attend to see the films. I'm really excited about seeing the films, seeing what the creatives have done to weave fashion into their work, and looking forward to the parties and looking forward to seeing Fred and meeting lots of wonderful folks.
This is Jessica West with XCorp Fashion TV in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm here with
Kevan Hall in Los Angeles, California, and the director of Together Again.
Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. So great to be with you, Jessica.
I will see you on the red carpet.
Absolutely. Looking good.